Hi everybody, welcome back. My name's Alison, the online piano and the online violin tutor. Welcome to lesson 8 of my 1 to 10 piano course lesson videos. The book that I'm using to take you through these videos is the book that's in the background here. It's been written by myself and it's been especially written for these YouTube videos to work with these and as a standalone book as well. It's available to download from the website here or in the description bar directly underneath the video as well, so in the click more bit. So in lesson 7 we began playing actual music. The hands weren't playing together, they were just playing separately, right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, and they were just using the simple note values, beat, 1 beat, 2 beat, 3 beat, that kind of thing. In lesson 8 today we're going to be moving on to adding in some quaver or eighth notes. So the rhythm is getting a little bit harder. It's all going to be explained in the book and everything, so just take your time, just learn at your own pace. See if you can perfect the exercises in lesson 7 first before you move on to the exercises in lesson 8. Otherwise you might just find that you'll come unstuck a little bit. So here is lesson 8. Moving on to lesson 8, you've got quaver or eighth notes. So now that we're on to lesson 8, the pieces are going to get progressively harder. It's a good suggestion that you just have a practice of exercises 1 to 8 from the previous lesson, lesson 7, to make sure that you're happy with those before moving on, because it is going to get a lot harder because we're starting to use quaver and eighth notes now. So the exercises you've just tried are all basic rhythms with the basic notes, your 1 beat, 2 beat, 3 beat and 4 beat notes, without the hands moving from their position on the piano. You'll note that the letters have been written in so far, so this is something a bit controversial, I think, with some music teachers. But I just find that note reading is not, in my opinion, in my many years of successful teaching, note reading is not that important at this particular stage as rhythm counting and playing are. Not being able to read the notes actually hinders one's playing, which is what I find. So take that complication out of the equation and you can actually play. Note reading is something that we can learn and something that we'll go on to in the next book. So try the exercises on the next pages, which have increased a little bit in difficulty, and there is a new type of note called a quaver or an eighth note, and these are worth half of a beat, which means you can get 2 of these into a crotchet or a quarter note, which is worth 1 beat. So actually these notes here, which we know are worth 1 beat, are called crotchets or quarter notes. Usually when there are 2 or more quavers or eighth notes in a row, those notes get beamed together with a line rather than individual tails. So these ones here have individual tails. So the tail's going, the stem is going up, sorry, and the stem is going down. That just depends on whereabouts it sits on the lines in the music. So if it's lower in the lines, the stems go up. If it's higher in the lines, the stems go down. That just makes it look nice and simple and easy for the musician to read. And these are the beams. So if we've got, say, 2 in a row, we'll beam it together rather than having, 2 with tails. Can you imagine having all of these with tails? It would just look a little bit messy. So we beam them all together and it just looks so much simpler and so much easier. The music below might help to explain how the counting and how fast to play the quavers or the eighth notes in comparison to the crotchet or quarter notes. So like I said before, like it says here, you can add, they're worth half a beat. The quavers are worth half, so you can get 2 of those per crotchet. So if you're playing or by quarter note, so 1 quarter note gets you 2 eighth notes, 1 crotchet to 2 eighth notes. So you've got 4 crotchets or quarter notes in a bar, and you've got double the amount of quaver or eighth notes. The counting for that would be with 4 beats in a bar, obviously 1, 2, 3, 4. The counting for a quaver, we can't go 1, 2, 3, 4 because number 1, these aren't worth 1, they're worth half, so I can get 2 per beat or per count. And also obviously I've come to the end of the bar here and I've got another 4 notes. So to put a count or to put something underneath it, I'm going to say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So they're still running at the same time. These ones that come on the main beats are directly underneath. So you see that, and then the extra little ones go slap bang pretty much right in the middle. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's why they're sort of played at twice the speed. So just because every note should have a count to it to make it easier to play, we just use an and in between the main beats. I've written it as a plus sign in the book just because it gets complicated to try and put the word and in. So this is still playing hands separately, so nothing together yet, but you've just got some extra notes and some extra counting. So again, carrying on from lesson 7, I'm going to play all of these and you can watch and listen and see how they are going to be done. I'm going to use the same position on the piano with my hands. If you actually can't remember where that is, then just refer back to the little piano on page 15, which was this one here. And that's going to tell you where to put your hands and your fingers and that kind of thing. Some of them already have finger numbers written in here and there, but this is something that you should be remembering by now. So if you need to play a D with the right hand, that you need to remember that you've got to play that with finger 2, for example, and so on. So I'm still going to say the count out loud for most of these, and then maybe when I get to lesson 5, I won't put the counting in. So you'll just watch me play them. So starting with exercise 1, this is from lesson 8 and we're on page 22. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So just take it nice and slow to start with. I'm going to move on to exercise 2. We're still on page 22. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So moving on to exercise 3, page 23. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Exercise 4. This is the last one I'm going to say the counting for. 1 and 2, 3, 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 1, 2, 3. Exercise 5. Here we go. Exercise 6, page 24. Exercise 7, page 25. And exercise 8. So thanks for very much for watching lesson 8. Do get the hang of those exercises before you move on to lesson 9. Lesson 9 does start to get quite a little bit harder. It's all still beginner, it's all still very easy, and it's all still very accomplishable for you to do, but obviously I just mean it's just getting harder in the context of what else has come before in the book. So make sure you've got the hang of lesson 7, lesson 8, go back over lesson 7s and 8s and all those exercises in there before you go on to lesson 9 to make sure you really are comfortable. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying these course of videos, by the way, and I hope you really like the book and all that kind of thing. So do subscribe so you can keep in check with all new videos that I've got coming out, and give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in lesson 9.